Hey howdy hey, my name's AstraVex. How you guys doing? And, you know... don't you just hate it when you're looking for like a good sound from your synthesizer or your MIDI controller and like the free sounds you're using just aren't cutting it, maybe you just gotta pay for something good? Well, today I'm gonna be talking you through Omnisphere 2.5. Now, for those that don't know, Omnisphere is probably one of the best, well-known, award-winning power synthesizers in the world. And I literally think it is the best synth software in the music industry. I mean, it's used by everyone from, you know, the people that do the Marvel films and Disney films, and it's in TV shows like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, really high profile, high production stuff. But it's also used by a lot of composers and people that do a lot of things like dubstep and electronica, people that really get good access to a lot of really good sounding sample stuff. And in Omnisphere there is
14,000 sounds, holy shit.
It is absolutely phenomenal how much they managed to cram into this one little box. So, I have had experience with Omnisphere before. I used it a little bit on my album near the end. By the way, I have an album out. It's in the description. Check it out. But I wanted to get hold of 2.5 because a lot of people were asking me, is it worth getting? Is it worth upgrading to this new one? Is it even worth buying to begin with? Is it really complex to use? Do I have to change all my MIDI controller around? By the way, I use a, people have been asking, I use an M Audio Keystation 61 MK3. I might do a review on it in the future. If you guys want to know what you think of this one, then I'll do a video on it. But today, talking about Omnisphere. So right off the bat, we're just going to go straight into Omnisphere. We're just going to click in straight away. And as soon as you boot up, this is what you see. So just going through the interface now, obviously this is a power synth. And basically the main sound this has got going at the moment out of all these presets. Look at all these presets you can have. They're giving you everything you could ever dream of. Everything! And just straight out of the box, the first thing you're selected with is Phoenix Rising, the epic swell of cinematic darkness that was made using Omnisphere's deep psychoacoustic sound source library and powerful granular engine, perfect for scoring dramatic, tense moments. And it sounds like this. And that's the first sound you get out of the system. Just get it. And as we go through a couple more of the presets here, I mean, we got so much to go through, but they've all been luckily categorized by, you know, arpeggio, bell, distortion, percussion, ethnic instruments, guitars, keyboards, noisescapes, organs, pads and strings, human voices, all the synths you could ever want, including bass ones, long ones, monophonic ones, polyphonic ones, short ones, texture samples, soundscapes, transitional effects. It is friggin' crazy how much they've got in this thing. So say I'm looking for a really good choir now to do some really, you know, cinematic, shit your pants, scary sort of sound. It basically goes in here now, and out of all the categories, it finds everything to do with choirs. So full choir samples, choir men, choir women, choral effects, all this sort of stuff. So just out of curiosity, let's use a full choir on something, and let's see what it sounds like. Beautiful. Beautiful sounding choir. Right, now we're going to get into the arpeggiator, and for anyone that know anything about my music, I like using a lot of arpeggios. So we're going to use this one that's just built in straight away called Sweet Beef, and we're going to put the arpeggiator to on, and out of this you can see on the arpeggio now you can turn it on really easy, on and off. You can change the speed of how long it goes for, and you can use this to change the length of each note that you're working with. So if you want them to be really choppy, if you want them to be really thick and fat and sweet and beefy. And you can change it so it goes up, down, into a chord, up and down and up, randomized as it's played or repeated twice. You can have it across 4 octaves. So I'm just going to play this over 4 octaves on a really low note. And you can have it set by time signature. So if you need 30-second notes, 8 notes, quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, triplets, double dotted ones, anything like that you can have. So just to try the arpeggiator out. And it looked like I wasn't even barely playing any notes, but I managed to articulate what every note was going to do as I was doing it, which is really good for an arpeggiator, because some of them don't even do that. Okay, we're going to try some pads and strings, because I always like using, for compositions, I like using them as like sort of a bedrock for sort of like a nice sort of, like ambience, I guess you could say. Let's try Adagio Espressivo. Espressivo. Beautiful! I love it. I love using ambience wherever I can. And obviously you've got all different kind of varieties here. I mean, this is just the strings on its own. All this list of stuff. All this can be ambience for you if you get Omnisphere. All that. It's an unprecedented amount of presets to you. Never have too much ambience. Now we're going to move on to the guitar stuff, because as you can see over there, I'm a guitarist. So let's see how this stacks up in terms of what you can do with the guitar. I mean, you got a lot to work with in different styles of genres. So you got like fingerstyle acoustic, you got flamenco, you got granular ones, you got jazz ones, you got lead guitars, you got lap steel guitars, you got nylon, you got strats. Let's just go with a classic nylon string guitar. And if you read the main page, usually has something to say about it. So this is a very warm, non-vibrato classical nylon guitar that works equally well for pop, urban, and Latin productions. It has a 4-way velocity switching, and it first appeared in Hans Zimmer's guitar library. That's pretty nifty. So the modulation for this one in particular is the fact that you can go from your normal guitar sound of just nylon strings to a harmonic thing where it just basically gets all the harmonic resonance if he was touching the strings really lightly. Okay, let's get into the fun stuff. Okay, so now we got some synths in here. Let's find something. I'm in a solo-y mood now, so I really want to do something that's a bit lead based. So if I just write lead into the top of this now, it will find all the ones involving a lead. So let's go through. See tons and tons of lead patches. I know that Jordan Rudess from Dream Theater was using this for a long time as well, which is pretty nifty. Oh, here we go. Frantic lead. Old school monophonic synth sound that works great as a lead. You can also use the mod wheel to add vibrato. Well, that sounds good to me, folks. That's very fun. And what I really like about the fact that they got the sample so high quality, it has all those little articulations in. So when you're doing your... There's no delay, there's no latency, there's no press the button, wait like a second or two after to hear the note, which is a really big problem when you have high samples, especially with depending on your interface or your sound card or anything like that. Really sucks. So to be able to just go just feels great, and it's like it's got just a little bit of delay on it, a little bit of echo to smooth it all out and do your... It goes a little bit, and just to add that little bit of smoothness that I really like in a lot of lead sounds. Now, the last thing I want to show, because I don't want to get too much into this, because I don't want this video going on too long, is the multiband. Like right now you can see that I've got just frantically, because that's one channel of something. But out of this, you can actually add 8 things at once. So if I was to go in here now for the multi-track things, you can add effects, you can have a live sound, you can stack the sounds if you want to, however you feel need to. If you want to have like 4 things in one, you can have that. But say we just use one of the sounds. We use a stacked pattern. No, stacked sound would be better for this actually. So what this has done now is managed to find 8 samples that work well together with either their own arpeggiated sequences or their own effects, and they've loaded them into a single preset from 8 sounds that you are able to customize and tweak and change however you want. So the one we're running now is called Psychoacoustic Energy, and I really like this one because even just from one note, you get this. That's like such a big sound on its own, and it's mind-boggling how they managed to get them all working together and compressed and EQ'd and limited in such a way that it just feels great to play even when it's arpeggiated. That is pretty nifty. And like I said, inside each one of these mixers now with the 8 things, you can change how much each loud thing is, you can pan them in certain ways, you can add auxiliaries to them. Like the auxiliary on one is just reverb, called Xverb, and each preset of effects has their own effects. This is bonkers. So you have different ambiances, you have different colors, you have different effects for like choruses and phases and granulars and flanges and echo and delay and analogizers and compressors, loads of stuff. So now what we got here now, I've never seen this before. It's called the orb, and basically it's a granulating effect which changes the tone to how you want it to be, but you can also randomize it and record it to have a certain interval pattern of what the orb will do. So in other words, you move this thingy around and it makes your plugins or presets sound different. So we just got this sound here now. We're gonna go. So I've never seen that before. That's really interesting. But anyway, I could spend all day talking about this. It's so in depth, I don't think I'll ever even be able to cover an eighth of what it does. The fact that you can also, I can't get into this today, but you can even upload your own samples into it, and you can use that orb thing I just showed you there. That can change that into whatever you want, and you can stretch it, you can add reverb, and you can make ambience pad. You could fart into your microphone and just make an ambience pad out of a fart or a burp or something, or just a really stupid word. But yeah, this is such an in-depth piece of software that I can't do it justice. I just check it out yourself. If you know anyone that's got it, just try it out. If there's any music shops that can demo it to you, give it a try. They don't give away free trials of this, I'm afraid. And luckily, you can actually get it in different ways because the file size of just the stuff is so massive compared to like whatever libraries have. It's like 60 gigs of something. So if you want to download it, it's going to take a few days, but you can get a box version which comes on like a USB thing, and like I managed to install the whole thing in like 20 minutes. So it may be better to do that way. If you are going to get this, I recommend getting the box version because it's faster. And if you have got really good internet, then maybe consider it. But if you like what you heard in this, then seriously think it over. Check out other videos and check out people how they use it. I mean, I haven't had this very long. I haven't even had this keyboard very long. I'm not even, I don't even know how to play piano. So so thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like. And if you really liked it, I guess you could comment or subscribe or share it with all your friends. So that was that. My name's AstraVex, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, I love you, bye!